What's up, solid rock men?
I will be your voice, the voice of reason. With your help, I will continue to speak about enlightenment and spread rationality in the world.
He basically complained I was being condescending by mocking his voice.
Because, I talk like Abdullah Sameer. He got really offended about that.
Fascinating because he supports Video Vids and his mimicry and mockery of Zakir Naik. So it's funny when I do it, all of a sudden that's condescending. He then makes a statement about how the reason why we're responding to him is because he's special. He's doing some special work.
I'm special. I'm a special rock man.
My style is to keep it short so you can get the main arguments quickly. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
That probably explains a lot of things in his life. Naughty.
Sure, you can come up with obscure ways to make anything make sense. Heck, that's what flat earthers do. They come up with
That's what flat earthers do. They do all these things.
Yes, and atheists are the flat earthers of metaphysics. You're the flat earthers of philosophy. You just shot yourself in the foot. There has never been any such thing as a purely anti-theistic, anti-supernatural civilization ever on this entire planet. So, congratulations. You're part of a group that's essentially useless as civilization. Even the majority of Nobel Prizes in science are awarded to theists, not to atheists. Why is that the case? If atheists are superior rationally?
Oh, because we're all being persecuted by the evil theistic people.
No, it's because most people can be extremely rational, and most people are theistic.
Mental gymnastics get upgraded to mental Olympics.
Mental Olympics. Oh. I'm a solid rock man.
You'll see, this is what these apologists will do. They'll come up with complicated alternative realities.
You mean more complicated than you're capable of thinking of. You're like,
I don't understand what this word means. Help me.
Because you're unintelligent and you lack education. You can't just sit and go,
the most simple, stupidest one is the one that we have to accept.
It's like, no, because simplicity is not the only thing part of Occam's razor. It also has to do with coherency, right? But that's Abdullah. He has to go for simple explanations. Simple, stupid explanations.
For the rest of mankind, for his eternal book?
I like how he smiles. He acts like he's actually laughing at something. And you can actually tell that he's forcing it.
Do you guys know? Huh?
That Islam is false. That the Quran is wrong. That Muhammad isn't the perfect man. If you'd like to support me, check out my support page.
I support you, Abdullah. I support you. If you need a shoulder to cry on, I'm always here. You can also borrow my hat if it makes you feel better.
I also had a big problem with the story of Dhul Qarnayn, this tribe of how Dhul Qarnayn, he trapped this tribe of people, Yajuj and Majuj, Gog and Magog, behind a giant gate. And I was wondering, where is this place? How come we can't find it? We have Google Earth and all that, and how come we can't find it? So that was another doubt. And
I didn't even find it on Google Earth. That Quran is wrong. That doesn't make any sense. Okay.
And you're trying to find it on Google Maps. That is stupid. What do you think you're going to find on Google Maps? Somebody's going to mark down Gog and Magog. Hey, I found it, everyone. Let's go. Honestly, that's what you thought. That's why we were laughing.
Allah's Messenger said, I have been sent with the shortest expressions bearing the widest meanings, and I have been made victorious with terror cast in the heart of the enemy. So there we had several examples of the word terrorize being used in Islamic sources.
If the enemies in question are combatants, then this shouldn't startle anyone other than some delusional pacifist. So what does the masked Arab expect Muslims to do during war? What, try to comfort our enemies by handing out flowers and chocolates? Or perhaps we should resort to taunting them like Frenchmen.
If you will not show us the Grail, we shall take your castle by force.
You don't frighten us, English pig dogs! What a strange person.
Terrorism and extremism. Here I want to speak about these two issues in the general sense. By referring to them in the general sense, I'm using terrorism as a verb, to terrorize, which is to inflict fear.
The masked Arab is seriously trying to argue that when he claimed the Quran promotes terrorism, he meant it in the general sense. I mean, people who are scared of heights are obviously experiencing terrorism in the general sense. And people who watch scary movies, they too are experiencing terrorism in the general sense. This response is frankly insulting to anyone with average intelligence, and it clearly shows that the masked Arab has an even lower opinion of his audience than I do. Imagine for a moment that the masked Arab didn't make a video on Islam and terrorism, but Shakespeare and homosexuality. Homosexuality. Here I want to speak about this issue in the general sense. Homosexuality is often represented in the English language by the word gay. First question. Does Shakespeare promote homosexuality anywhere in his works? The answer is yes. Line 2328 of his play reads, "Tell the constable we are but warriors for the working day. Our gayness and our guilt are all besmirched." But then someone with sense comes along and objects, pointing out the fact that the word gay during Shakespeare's time didn't mean same-sex attraction, but light-hearted and carefree. However, instead of admitting his error, the masked Arab doubles down and responds, "Straw man! I meant homosexuality in the general sense, as an adjective that means light-hearted and carefree." Aww.
Yes, intellectual peasants. That's usually my go-to insult for these individuals. I don't trust anyone on these online debates. They always have their friends sending them references and stuff behind the scenes. So they're on their computer, like, acting like they're not doing anything, and they're, like, looking on the other screen. It's easier when it's public because they can't pull that nonsense. But people like Robert Spencer are cowards. Funny story. Me and the MSA at Ohio offered him travel, cost, everything, a platform at a university, a secular university. He refused because we didn't give him $20,000. He claimed that the reason he needed $20,000 was to protect him from Antifa protesters who were trying to kill him or something. He's a little coward. Brief history between me and Sultan. I think he made a really stupid video. I called him out on Facebook. I debated him on Facebook, refuted him. He ran away with his tail between his legs. A couple weeks later, I was invited on Video Vid's podcast. Then he harassed me on there, claimed that he had challenged me to a debate and that I reneged or I didn't respond. Then it was found out that somebody else had challenged him to a debate, but he confused me with that person. And now he's still claiming that I ran away from him from a debate challenge that never actually happened. So do I want to confront Sultan? Let's see. Well, first off, he lacks integrity, but if he were to invite me onto a debate stage, I would accept under the condition that he buys me coffee and he refers to me as my lord.
Normalcy lost. Quality video, thank you. Contrary to what I admittedly expected. What are you expecting? What, Durka Muhammad Jihad?
If you criticize Islam, I will kill you. Durka.
Get higher expectations, bro. Not all of us live in caves and have AK-47s. So, Hijaz Hermit. I'm just gonna call it. The guy who narrates the Andalusian Project will be a future ex-Muslim by 2025. And for a meticulous person like him, I know it slightly tugs at his soul. It tugged on my soul too. Oh, big group hug. Yeah, don't flatter yourself. It may take another Islamic State for him to truly appreciate his potential. Oh yeah, I need the Islamic State to tell me how awesome I am. Ayaan Hirsi Ali. She writes constantly about the threat of political Islam taking over the West, creeping Sharia. Sharia.
I absolutely cannot believe that in the year 2020, Joe Biden is commanding right and forbidding wrong, meaning he is enforcing Sharia law.
Yeah, she says a lot of ridiculous things.
That one man who killed 77 people in Norway because he fears that Europe will be overrun by Islam may have cited the work of those who speak against political Islam, myself among them, but he does not say that it was these people who inspired him to kill. He says very clearly, because all outlets to express his views were censored, he says he had no other choice but to use violence.
Well, it's not my fault. It's the fault of the leftist who censored him. Leftist didn't censor Andrew Breivik's crazy conspiracy theories about Muslims, then he wouldn't have killed their children. She's basically just saying, yes, he was influenced by me. I didn't tell him to go out and shoot people.
Apostate Prophet posted a video. The title was Twitter Assist Islamist. And in that video, he was complaining about being suspended from Twitter.
Maybe I shouldn't be surprised, considering that a major Saudi prince is a big shareholder at Twitter. Maybe this is the reason why we see things like this. Maybe this is the reason why Twitter acts so un-Western.
The Apostate Prophet basically states that there's a big conspiracy theory. A Saudi prince apparently owns Twitter, and as a result of that, that's the reason he was banned, is because the Saudi prince is telling the CEO of Twitter to send out a memo to all the employees at Twitter telling them, dear employees, make sure you ban all criticism of Islam and protect the Islamist from criticism. Protect Islam, because, that's what we have to do to save Islam from all these irrelevant keyboard warriors. Signed, Secret Muslim, CEO of Twitter. Hugs and kisses.